Let's pretend for a moment that we have a FreeBSD machine and we want to be able to edit a file. However, we haven't configured our FreeBSD machine yet to use NeoVim and to have all of our editing tools that we like and enjoy, but our local machine has it. So if I'm on my remote machine and I type v followed by init.vim, we might see something kind of ugly here. And we don't really like this, and it's not super helpful to us. And while we could probably work in here if we really needed to come in here and make changes, right? We may not want to do it that way. So what can we do? Well, one of the things that we can do is, because we have access to this machine using SSH, then we also have access to something called SSHFS, which is Secure Shell File System. So what I can do is I can create a folder, and I'm going to call this folder test folder delete me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in SSHFS followed by FreeBSD-class and then our folder name. And we hit enter. And so when I cd into that folder, what you'll see is our file now exists here. So if I do a who am I, you'll see that's my username. And then if I do a echo $host, you can see FreeBSD training is right there. So that's the machine I am in. I can type in who am I. You can see my user right here. I can type ls. You can see that we have that file init.vim. So I am going to edit init.vim, and you can see right here at the very top, we have a delete this line. This is proof. So we were able to, from my local machine, edit this file from the exposed file system, and that file was actually available to us. Now, the power here that also becomes available to you is the fact that we can do more interesting things. So consider you have a server that has a bunch of videos or pictures that you want to be able to view, but whenever you SSH into that system, perhaps you don't have X forwarding, which is a completely another concept that we might want to look at later, but just pretend you don't have X forwarding. Well, by using SSHFS, we can still use the tools that are exposed to us, things like MPV or FEH, or any of these other tools that are used for viewing files, videos, pictures, listening to music, so on and so forth, and they will work because what we're doing is we're effectively streaming the content of the file through that file system over a secure connection directly to our local machine. And then anybody who's on the network and who is monitoring, they're only going to effectively see SSH traffic, and they see nothing else from the outside. So with that said, I can hit D twice. I have deleted that line. I can save, type ls. I can tack the file, which I don't have access to tack on this system. So I'm going to type exit. And then I'm going to tack init.vim. And now you can see right down there at the bottom that that line has been edited and removed. And then we can also type in cat init.v. And you can see that the file is all still here, but the changes that I have made on the machine that was remote, the FreeBSD class, they have persisted. So what if I want to remove this? All I need to do is type umount followed by the directory. And then now if we check with an ls, you'll see that that directory is now empty. And then of course, if we would like to do so, we can simply delete the folder and we are completely done and it is functional.